everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, based on where you are tuning in to be able to watch this broadcast. I'm connecting with you from my home here in the Netherlands, and it's about 2:20 in the afternoon. And I just want to be sure that my sound is on. Home here in the Netherlands. Oh, yes. And it's about 2:20 in the afternoon. We're good. So let me know where you're connecting from and tuning in to watch this broadcast. I would really appreciate. And it's a pleasure for me as well as a privilege to be able to do this. I bring you greetings from my wife, the rest of the family. And today, what we're going to be talking about is how to make difficult decisions with confidence. And literally, what we're doing is reflecting on the year that is just coming to an end in a few hours. And in light of this, realizing that we are getting into a new year in less than a day. I mean, can you believe it that 2024 is actually ending in the next one day or so? I think more than anything, right now is a time that we can do some intentional reflection, but not just that, but also do some celebration and to also prepare for what's to come. Because as far as we have journeyed, everything that we have been through has been to bring us to this point. And today we're just going to be taking some time to just reflect, because what we are going to be talking about here is something that shapes our life in a huge way. When we are talking about how to make difficult decisions with confidence. And in light of this, we're going to be reflecting on the tough choices that we have made this year and also explore how we can approach the decisions that we have to make differently in the new year. And I know any one of us, if we have gone through any experience, we must have realized that there were difficult decisions that we had to make this year. And maybe for us, it was something on a personal level, but we'll get into that. For some people, it may have been career decisions. But we all had challenges as far as making some difficult decisions this year. And I think it's important that we take some time and reflect on how some of these things shaped us. Because if we are not intentional in reflecting on what has happened, we cannot be able to draw the lessons out of that experience and use it in a way that helps us to move forward in a more powerful way. And today, I mean, there's some things that I just want to share. But for me, the part that I want to start is reflecting on the decisions that we made this year. Just right there. Because as we are doing the reflections, for me, this is what I do in this season. I use this time to just reflect on the decisions that I have made. But and the consequences of the decisions. So let me just say it like this. One of the things that we can do right now is reflection on the year's decisions. So as we're closing this year, let's be intentional in thinking about the difficult decisions that we have had to make. There's some decisions that you had to make this year and they were difficult. But I want you to take an intentional, reflective approach. And maybe for you, the difficult decision that you had to make was in your career, that you had to make a different career choice in regards to where you wanted your career to go, or the journey that you wanted to experience. And it's possible that in all of that, there was some tough choices that you had to make. Maybe it was for some of us in our relationships that we had to make some difficult relationship related decisions. And maybe for another person, it's actually stepping out of their comfort zone, that you had to do some things differently in this year that required you to step out of your comfort zone and get out of that place of comfort and realize that growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone. And when you look back on these moments where you had to make difficult decisions, if we're being honest with each other, we'll realize that these were times that we felt hesitation or even uncertainty in certain areas. But the question then becomes, what did we learn from those experiences? Because when we were going through it, it was just about what we were going through. But when we realize and look back on it after it has happened, we can reflect on it as a student of our own life and say, hey, what did I learn from this? Actually, what was life trying to teach me out of this? And you look back on it, and I mean, for me, this year reminded me that even in the toughest of the decisions that I had to make, there was opportunities for me to grow. That in the moments that I felt that I grew the most, it was in the moments that I had to make the toughest decisions. And for me, the toughest one, just to start this off with, it was on the 9th day of January of this year. I was in Uganda for vacation, and we were on a safari with my wife and my parents-in-law, and we started off in Makshan Falls, and then we were in Kidepo, and then on the 9th of January, I received this phone call at 10 o'clock in the morning. Your father has passed away. And in one moment, it's like I was on top of the world, and the next very moment I felt like the world was on top of me. And I had to make some tough decisions from then on. And the first of which was to get home as quickly as possible. And when I tried to talk to some people, they said, yeah, you don't have to get there. You can take your time, maybe take a bus. I was like, I have to find the quickest way to get home. And literally the only practical way that was available, as in the quickest, was to take one of those chartered planes, very tiny ones, from Kidepo airstrip to Kajansi. And then I could just drive to Mulago and meet my brother there, and then we would later drive home. But it was a tough journey. But the most of the learning that I had to go through was in the decisions that I had to make. But more than anything, I realized that as tough as those decisions had to be, I grew out of them. I learned a lot about myself. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only option. And a lot transpired even after that, because, I mean, I will get into this on another broadcast maybe, but the point that I wanted to make was that we have all had to make some tough decisions as far as this year was concerned. For me, the realization was that in those moments of making tough decisions were the moments of my greatest learning. And the next thing that I want to share as far as this is concerned is why confidence is very important when we are making decisions. Why is confidence key when we are making decisions? What I want us to realize is that confidence does not mean that you will never have doubts, but it means that you trust yourself enough to make the best choice with the information that you have at your disposal in that moment. And confidence is about embracing growth. It's not about being perfect. It's about realizing that the goal is for us to grow and not to be perfect, and that it's okay to make mistakes. And even in what I'm sharing, in the decisions that I made this year, there's some that I had to learn from. Because what I've understood in life is we either win or we learn. And I will talk about that some of the time. But the most important thing is to realize that as we are looking into 2025, as we are preparing, as we approach 2025, let's make 2025 a year we approach every decision that we make with clarity, with courage, and with purpose. Because this is possible. We can make decisions from that place of clarity. We can make decisions from that place of purpose. We can make decisions from that place of courage. And quickly, I just want to share about a framework for making decisions that I have found quite helpful for me in my journey. That when I am making a decision, and maybe there's something in it that you may resonate with, but for me, the framework that I want to share is what I am moving into the new year with as far as decision making is concerned. So the first thing is to reflect on your values. And what do I mean by this? Start asking yourself, does the decision I am about to make align with the person I want to be? Because your values act as a compass and a guiding light towards the right choice that you have decided to make. Your decisions act as a compass and they direct you towards the choices that you're going to make. And every time we make decisions that are not in alignment with our values, we are not in integrity as far as that is concerned. And then the second step that I want to share as far as the decision making framework is concerned, the first one is reflect on your values. The second one is evaluate the long-term impact of the decisions you make. When we are faced with a tough choice that we have to make, we have to think beyond the immediate moment and ask ourselves, how will this decision impact my future self 1 year from now? How will this decision impact the version that I am becoming 1 year from now? What I want us to do right now is to look back on 2023, on the 30th of December. We made some decisions, either consciously or subconsciously. And those decisions we came into the new year with, which is 2024. And right now we are back at this place of just the place where we have maybe started from as far as making the decision is concerned. But to realize that right now we are at the place of being in evaluation of the decisions that we made. So the results that we have are the consequences of the decisions we've made. And we'll get into this in a later part of the broadcast. But the next thing that I want to share is to get comfortable with imperfection, to realize that there is no decision that is without risk. And what do I mean by this? To realize that even when you do not make a decision, you have still made a decision for things to remain the way they are. When you choose not to act, you have chosen for things to remain the way they are. If you are in a place where you don't want to be and you don't do anything about changing that, you have decided to remain there. So realize that even when you choose not to act, you have still chosen to remain in that place. So choose to act and be intentional in adjusting along the way. Take the decision, because John Byers said it, that if you may be on the right track, but if you just remain there, you'll get run over. And I really like that, because sometimes we get into analysis paralysis. But we have to realize that life and destiny are shaped in the moments of our decision making. And the fourth step that I want to share is commit to the outcome. Because when we realize that once you have made the decision and you have committed fully to the decision you have made, you realize that you will start opening doors that you never knew could be open. Because real power lies in taking action and trusting the process. That when you have found something that works, that you commit to it, you're not one step in and one step forward and two steps back, but rather you make a commitment that you're going to move forward no matter what happens. And this is where real power lies. So when we are reflecting on the decisions that we have to make in 2025, what are we going to do differently? Reflecting on 2024, looking at the results that we have. Maybe it's in our finances. I like talking about finances because that is, you can measure that. Most things that we want to evaluate are not easily quantifiable. For example, with relationships, with your health, you cannot quantify it. But when you're talking about money, you can measure that. You know how much you have in light of where you started from. So as we step into the new year, I just want to suggest some commitments. I don't know what you have committed to doing differently in the new year, but as we step into the new year, I want to just suggest some commitments that can be made. And the first one is make a commitment to face tough choices with clarity and courage. Because sometimes it's like we've been told a lie that life is supposed to be easy. And for me, this is what I realized when I started this year and my father passed away. It was the most challenging thing that I had ever had to go through. But at one point, it's like a dream. I thought someone would come and wake me up, but no one was coming. And I realized that it's not a time for me to show weakness, but rather it's a time for me to show up in courage, to be strong, to be clear. So when you are faced with moments of making tough decisions in 2025, make those decisions with clarity and courage, because that is what is going to help you to be able to have a clear head. Because if you're making a tough decision and you are doubting yourself and you're fearful, it's not going to be empowering as far as your success is concerned. And then the next one is learning from every decision, no matter the outcome. To realize that every decision we make has a lesson in it for us. And if we are willing, we can pay attention and learn what life is trying to teach us. And maybe for us, it's people, maybe it's experiences, maybe it's exposure, but there are lessons to learn as far as every experience is concerned, every decision that we have to make. And to be a constant learner, to draw the lessons out of what you go through. And in sharing this, I realized that some lessons I had are difficult to learn or are painful, but learn it anyway. And then the next one that I want to share is that we have to trust ourselves to grow through every challenge. Because sometimes what happens, we just go through whatever it is that we're going through. We go through what challenges us. But let's get to that place that we actually grow through every challenge, that we grow through every obstacle, that we grow through every struggle, every decision that we make, that to realize that some of the decisions we're going to make are going to be wrong, but that we make it okay, to realize that it's all right to make wrong decisions as long as we go through them. that as long as we grow through them, and to realize that this is okay, and to turn the decisions that we are making into stepping stones for a better future for ourselves. And maybe the question for us is, what's one thing that we are committing to do differently in the next year? I don't know if the results that you have from 2024 are what you expected. But if they're not what you expected, what are you going to commit to do differently in 2025? Because if you continue to do what you have done in 2024, you will only have more of the same. You will only have more of the same. And I just don't want to leave this broadcast without talking about digital marketing and the opportunity that is available for us to be able to create passive income as far as this is concerned. And what I do is my focus is mainly diasporans, because those are the people that I feel most relatable to. Those are the people that I feel my problems are understood by them and I understand theirs as well. And so for us that are living away from home, we know too well how difficult it can be when we have to make decisions. Sometimes it relates to balancing the responsibilities that we have in two worlds. I mean, you're living in one country or one continent, but you have responsibilities in that continent. Your family is there. Maybe you have a young family that you're raising, but you're also having to take care of your relatives, your parents that are aging on the other side of the world. I know how that is. And you're having to manage your finances. And you're trying to also build a better future for yourself. You're trying to see that you can have some nice holidays and be able to go to some exotic places and see the world. And also even be able to go home more often than just when your finances allow. And I know that that's not easy. And it's from this that I've realized that when you start a digital marketing business, it may seem like a big decision, but that it's one of the most empowering moves that we can make for ourselves. Most especially right now that we are coming into the end of the year. That we can get to that place and realize that the decision that we can make right now may be the thing that changes everything around for ourselves. Maybe the challenges that you faced as far as this year was concerned were mostly financial. Just realize that that is what it is. And be honest with yourself, because sometimes we have been trained to kid with ourselves. If we are not doing anything about changing our financial status, it's not going to change by accident. And the only way we can be able to change our financial status is either we spend less or we bring in more. And the truth is, everything, all the signs are pointing towards inflation, double-digit inflation. So the prices of commodities have gone up. We have to realize that things are getting more expensive. So now more than ever, we have to get to that place and realize that it's better or it's easier for us to bring in more income to be able to do the things that we feel life and destiny are calling us to do. So let's take this, consider it. I mean, I've already started this for myself, but I've realized that one of the ways that digital marketing helps is it aligns with our values. As diasporans, for example, the things that we are most interested in, it's financial security. We are most interested in creating a legacy. We are most interested in creating financial freedom or creating financial walls around our families that are so strong that nothing can break through. And all of these are in alignment, because digital marketing is a powerful way that can help align our actions with our goals. Because it's not just about um, making more money, but rather it's about making an impact. And also the fact that it's a long-term investment. It's not a get rich quick scheme. If that's what you're looking for, this is not what this is for you. This is not for you. If you're looking for a quick back, if you're looking for a quick way out, then this is not for you. Because what digital marketing is about, it's about building something sustainable that grows with you, year in, year out. That you can get to a place that you can earn as much from your digital marketing business as you earn from your income, or you even get to a place that you double that. And then maybe you can think about whether you want to continue with your job or not. And the best part is that you don't need to quit your job to be able to do this. That you can start it as a side hustle, you can start it as a side gig and be able to do that on the side until it gets to a place that it can take care of you. And then also that it's a long-term business, or that it allows you to take action. Because no matter where you're starting from, the beauty of this is that you don't have to stay stuck. Digital marketing gives you a clear path to take control of your future one step at a time. And with the done for you system, there is clear instructions. There's a supportive community of like-minded people. You're in business by yourself, but you're not with you. You're in business with yourself, but you're not by yourself. There's people that are on your side and they're rooting for you and helping you out all along the way. So I don't know who this is for, but the point that I want to talk about, or what I want to just bring this in with to a close, is that as we are coming into the end of the year, don't let the fear or the hesitation hold you back from making a decision that can change your life. If you've been thinking about starting your own digital marketing business, or if you've been thinking about starting something on the side that can bring in some income, I want to present digital marketing to you. If you wanted to start something but you didn't know where to start, this may be the thing you have been looking for. I'm dropping a link in the comment section, and if you can just click on that, it will take you to my website where you can be able to just click on that link and you'll be able to get your free blueprint to give you access to the blueprint that will answer all your questions as far as this is concerned, to be able to get all your information, to be able to make a decision, as far as to have the information you need to make the decision. Because if we're thinking about 2025 December, let's not get to that place and we are still looking at things the way that they are looking right now. If this has been a good year for you and finances were the way they should be, because I know for most of us diasporans, the responsibilities we have to fulfill are financial in nature. So we can look at this in all sorts of ways. But if we are realistic with ourselves, if we can get the money issue sorted, it will help bring a lot of peace and clarity. So click on that link in the comment section and you'll get your step-by-step guide to find out all you need to start a digital marketing business. And the best part is that what you're doing with that link is just you're getting information. You're not signing up for anything at this point. You're just getting information. And once you are ready, or whenever you'll be ready, you can make the decision to start. But what you're doing right now is just getting the information. So let's get the information that we need to make the decisions that are going to help make 2025 a year that we can take control of our income and build a legacy. And in saying all of this, I want us to realize that every decision we make shapes our future in one way or the other. And as we are reflecting on this year and preparing for 2025, it's coming in less than 24 hours. It's just one day left. I want you to remember this, that confidence does not come from knowing the perfect choice, but rather it comes from trusting yourself to navigate the journey ahead. You may not know the perfect choice to make, but you can trust yourself to navigate the journey ahead. And I just want to say thank you for joining me today. And as we are walking into 2025, let's walk into 2025 with clarity. Let's walk into 2025 with purpose. Let's walk into 2025 with boldness. And all of this, let's make good decisions. Let's make good decisions. And I want to wish you the very best in life, in love, and in business. And may the peace of God that passes human understanding guide your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. Happy New Year, and I wish you the very best in 2025, and God bless.